Hello, and welcome to a center-focused special report. I'm Amelia Alexander.
And I'm Taylor Rodriguez. There is a growing crisis here in Pennsylvania and nationwide involving the illegal teen use of electronic cigarettes, vapes, vape pens, jewels, and other similar products. This can be damaging not only to the lungs, but to the rest of the body and the brain. This is such a public health concern that the Federal Drug Administration has gotten involved.
On July 1st, a new Pennsylvania law expands the age from 18 to 21 for the purchase of tobacco and nicotine products, including e-cigarettes and vaping products. It also bans the use of any tobacco products, including e-cigarettes, on school buses or anywhere on a school district property.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 64 deaths were confirmed in 28 states and many more are being investigated. There are also more than 2,700 hospitalized. Today, we are taking a focused look at teen use of vapes, vape pens, jewels, and other devices which still get into their hands, despite 28 states now increasing the age to buy these products.
Much of the problem involves flavored vapes, and that has also led to a controversial January 2nd federal law that removes some, but not all, flavored e-cigarette products from the U.S. market.
Today, we have an in-depth report that specifically investigates the impact of this product on teens. We have talked to medical experts, teachers, parents, and legislators, and begin our report at State College Area High School District. The problem is much the same in thousands of high schools nationwide. Here's Kurt Seguban with the report.
To the people who think, oh, it can't happen to me, it can, and it will.
Amanda Hall is a 42-year-old woman who ended up in the hospital on a ventilator for doing something as simple as legally vaping. She had no idea the effects vaping would have on her health. This is especially true for tens of thousands of teenagers across the nation that are illegally vaping and are dying from the practice. Since the FDA's new policy only covers vape products that are rechargeable and refillable, the disposable and now more flavored options are purchased. Some examples would be the new Puff Bar, the Drip, the Stig, etc. Teenagers even try different methods to hide their vapes and find different spots within the school to do it. In Center County, the State College Area High School Resource Officer is John Ashton. He says there are many consequences to vaping and has many examples of how teenagers hide their vapes.
It's taken place throughout the school, so much so that we have school security to assist with roving patrols. We have numerous cameras in place. We just installed vape detectors in a lot of the bathrooms, which is very effective. We are getting more momentum from students that are buying into understanding the safety hazards with vaping.
Experts say these vape products are very easy to hide from adults because many of them are small, simple in design, and do not produce as much smoke.
Teens are addicted to nicotine. We've had some really unfortunate situations down here where we've had students that reported they've been vaping since they've been in 6th and 7th grade and cannot stop. So there's a lot of different things that we are doing to deal with the epidemic proportions of vaping. It's almost a daily occurrence. Prior to you guys coming in today, we had a couple vaping incidents. And matter of fact, every day this week we have.
Recently, the democratically controlled U.S. House of Representatives approved a controversial bill banning the sale of flavored e-cigarettes and tobacco products, but the Senate and the President opposed it. Earlier this year, the President announced his administration is removing only some, but not all, flavored e-cigarette products from the market. It applies to the cartridge-based products made by companies like Juul that are popular with teens. Companies are no longer able to sell e-liquids in fruit, dessert, and mint, but that leaves menthol and tobacco products on the market.
But people are dying with vaping, so we're looking at it very closely. And, you know, if nothing else, this is a conference that's going to let people know about it, because people are going to watch what we're saying. And parents are going to be a lot tougher with respect to their children. A lot of people think vaping is wonderful, it's great. It's really not wonderful. That's one thing I think we can say definitely, Commissioner. It's not a wonderful thing. It's got big problems.
In Pennsylvania, Attorney General Josh Shapiro has sued Juul because of its marketing towards teens. The vaping regulations vary in each state. The term EVALI, which stands for e-cigarette or vaping use associated lung injury, was created by the Centers for Disease Control, or CDC, and that vitamin E acetate was found in the patient lung fluid samples who had EVALI. The executive director for the Altoona Lung Specialist, Sherry Stayer, says Altoona Lung is involved with teenagers and educating the public about vaping.
Well, there are a lot more risks now than what we used to be aware of. So there's a lot of the same risks that there are with smoking. It ages you, which young people like that, that it makes them look older, but that's going to follow them throughout their years. So when they don't want to look older anymore, it's still going to make them look older. It also can cause stroke, heart attack, a lot of different lung diseases, oral cancer. It can cause a higher relevance of blood clotting. It can cause mouth sores and nosebleeds, things like that.
Experts say that vaping products contain chemicals that are potentially harmful to any users. For example, many of the popular disposable vapes, like the Puff Bar, have 5% nicotine salt. This can be extremely harmful for a teenager's brain. According to the American Lung Association, another ingredient known to be in e-cigarettes is acrolein, which causes irreversible lung damage. Dr. Ruben Ballard is the health scientist for the National Institute of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. Our team recently interviewed Dr. Ballard from our studio at University Park. He has many thoughts on the seriousness of this problem.
What worries us the most when we're talking about interaction between drugs of abuse, any drug of abuse, and the teen brain is the impact of these drugs on brain development, which is a process that is happening very actively in the adolescent brain. They are coming disoriented, nausea, vomiting, and even coma. So this could be lethal at these high concentrations. So that's the main thing we're talking about. And that will have an impact on learning, memory, academic performance, decision-making, and the programming of the brain that is happening at very high rates. It's a very intense process during these years.
As more vaping products are created and purchased illegally by teens, there are ongoing public service campaigns that inform people about the dangers associated with vaping, such as the Real Cause and Truth Initiative. Reporting for Center Focus, I'm Kurt Segabon.
The National Institute of Health continues to monitor this ongoing crisis and to inform the public on the many dangers associated with the use of these products.
This has been a special Center Focus report produced by Public Affairs Journalism students in the Belisario College of Communications at University Park.